guys, Susan here with Butts Bees, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about equipment, what to look for when you're shopping, and what the differences are in some of the pieces. The first thing we start off with is the bottom board. This is my bottom board. This is considered a screen bottom. It's a screen, and it's the bottom of the hive. On this one I have an entrance here. Some are wide open, and some are small. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can always reduce entrances. This is the bottom board. On top of your bottom board goes a hive body. This is considered a medium hive body. I use only mediums in my operation. If you see behind me, that's all mediums. I don't use deeps. The hive body sits on the bottom board. Inside the hive body are the frames. This is 10 frame equipment, so there's 10 frames in it. This has wax that the bees have drawn out. But yours, when you first get the equipment, won't have it, and it's your choice to either be foundationless or to get the embossed sheet of wax, lay it in there for the bees to draw out. This is called a deep hive body. The medium is 6 5/8 in depth, from here to here. This is 9 5/8, so there's a 3-inch difference. When this is full of honey, and sometimes brood, it can be very heavy, approximately 60 to 80 pounds. When this is full of honey, it's about 40 to 45 pounds. So if you have back problems, if you have upper strength problems, or just don't feel like harming your back, going with mediums, wow, it went in my ear. If you have upper strength problems or don't feel like killing yourself in weightlifting, you can go with all mediums, and it's easier on your physical self. You can see the difference in the depth. That's the difference. In a typical, maybe traditional, a lot of people use 1 or 2 of these deeps for the brood, or the babies, the brood nest, where the queen lays. And then they use mediums as a honey super. This is your choice. You have to study more. But again, these can be quite heavy, and I have seen some big guys use this also as honey supers, which I can't even imagine having to lift that, especially as just a backyard beekeeper. It'd be very, very strenuous. If you choose to go with all mediums, the brood nest can begin in this medium. When there's 8 out of 10, which is a rule of thumb, 8 out of 10 frames are full of bees, you put on another super or medium. They will build in that one. And she will build brood in any box you give her. When I get to my third medium, the third medium, that's the same as having 2 deeps, one on the other. 3 mediums equals 2 deeps. which some people swear by the deeps. I swear by mediums. My idea is that if this is a honey super where I have a queen that runs up here to lay, I don't want to bring this all the way down and then have her build on the bottom of that frame, because it's just too short, and they will build on the bottom of frames. So I can always just take the frame of brood and bring it all the way back down and put it down where she needs to be. It's more interchangeable, it's a free flowing, because I don't use excluders, queen excluders. I don't have a shallow to show, but a shallow is even smaller than your medium, and most people only use those for building comb honey, so that they take it off. It doesn't stay on the hive for the winter, it doesn't stay on the hive for brood building, it's only for comb honey. So here's your hive. You put on the bottom, you put on the top, the medium, and you have your 10 frames. As she builds, 8 out of 10, you put another one on. And then you put on your lid. A good way to put on your lid so that you don't squish bees is called the snow plow. You start here and gently move them out of the way, and they will move. You give them a second, and then all the way on. And that's your hive. The only other thing that some people have is an inner cover. I am in the south where there's a lot of humidity, and I have a hive beetle problem. I don't use inner covers because it gives people, or gives the hive beetle, a spot to hide where the bees can't chase them all the way, and so I'd prefer the bees chase them into my traps, or chase them out of the hive, or propolis them shut. The other thing that some people use, and I use, but not as like other people, the other thing is sometimes people like to use a queen excluder. The queen, a mated queen cannot get through this grid, and so they put it here, and then all the honey supers go on top of it, like this. Oops, a lizard. I find it hard for the hive to get up through there. They don't really like it, and like I said, because I'm using all the same hive body, I can move brood down and I can move honey up, and I don't have a problem with the queen moving in the hive. I believe in a open brood nest. But if you choose, this is the queen excluder, and it should come off in the winter time. It's gonna sting me. If you notice that when I take off the hive body, I stand it on end, like that. A lot of places teach that you turn your cover up and set it down. That's if you have an inner cover or a telescoping cover. That's if you have a telescoping cover. so that the bees don't get squished. There is a small bee space, this 5/16, this bee space. If you set it down on something that's flat, like this, they have a chance of getting squished and squishing the queen, which is what you don't want to do. So, unless you have a lip on your lid, don't set your frames down like this. It's much easier for me when I'm working, is just to take it off and set it upright. And as long as there's no bees on the face, they're fine. It won't, and I don't have to bend down so far to get it. So, if you have any more questions, put a note in the comments. If you have an idea that you need solved, put a note in the comments and I'll do a video about that. And I hope this has helped you in understanding a little bit about what's expected of your hive bodies, which ones are which. Again, I use all mediums. And you can see behind me, these are all mediums. And these are the deeps. And it's a choice of how you want to build your apiary. There's no right or wrong. Bees live in trees. There's no right and wrong. So, leave a note in the comments, like this video, share this video, and let me know, what do you think?